All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to season 3, episode 2 of the Fortinet podcast series. At XenTegra here with your host Chris Dorn and my co-host Isrrael Quintero. How's it going,
Howdy.
Isri?
I'm doing pretty good.
Awesome. Getting ready for a holiday weekend here. Thanksgiving tomorrow. So we'll probably get this recorded today and post it so it's nice and fresh next week. But haven't had a big chance to catch up with you here in the past week and a half or so since you got back from the Fortinet XPERTS
Yeah.
Summit.
That was a pretty special summit that I've gone to. That was my first time ever going to the experts, even though I was there before at Fortinet, but not everybody is able to go. So it was pretty cool being able to be part of that.
Yeah, so for our listeners here, a little overview of it. The experts event is where the partners attend from a technical standpoint. So a little bit different than the main Accelerate event that we go to on a yearly basis. This one is a little more focused on the technologies and being able to flex your skills and showing it off and learning about what's coming down the pipeline from Fortinet. And
Yep.
but sounds like you had an incredible time with a lot of good experiences there.
Oh man, I had a great time. And actually this is the first experts that they, rather than having actual instructor led be teaching these classes, it was the actual experts of Fortinet who are part of that product, like the OT, the SASE, the APs. They were literally the actual experts that work with the developers, things like that. So it was a pilot that they brought them in to do this. So it was incredible. I got a lot of info. They were able to answer a lot of my questions. So that was one of the best things that they did, and it is actually growing. Now, there's a misconception of information out there. So they typically state that only you have to have your NSE 4 and above. Well, technically, that is not fully true. It was NSE 3. Now, the big difference is that they actually break it off. So anybody who has the NSE and below, those will stay in a actual conference of their own and only will learn anything for the FortiGate, for like the NSE 4 training. Now, the people who already have their NSE 4, they actually can go to different type of topics. So that was pretty interesting and pretty unique. So I actually attended to the OT, the Deceptor, one that's called SWAT, that is the switches and APs, and I attended some other ones. So it was pretty cool that I was able to have face to face to the actual people who only are dedicated to those specific products.
Yeah, sounds like it. So, like you stated, for the SASE, secure SD-WAN, ZTNA,
Hmm.
operational technologies, and some of the emerging technologies were kind of discussed and focused on there. And I assume like some of the product updates and how that'll be incorporated in with the fabric itself was pretty heavily focused on. Is that
It
fair?
was.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
definitely. So one of the biggest things that I felt like this was around was a lot of the OT focus. That was one thing that I really did feel like they were actually focusing on, because I think they're starting to see that a lot of companies, they do have that IoT solutions out there that they trying to integrate to be able to give them a better picture, better security, a better automation with it, right? So I think Fortinet is going to that type of direction where allows them to implement the OT solution and how we can help our customers to create a actual architecture design to implement these solutions for our customers' needs.
Yeah, very cool. So yeah, it's a little bit different of a conference, very technical. you got to participate in one of their events that was pretty unique to Fortinet called the Ultimate Fabric Challenge.
Yep, the USC.
Yeah, very neat. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
So for people who know, the UFC is actually, when I first heard UFC, I'm like, who am I going to get in a fight with, right?
Yeah, sure.
um, Most of y'all don't know, my background is ex-military. I did a lot of hand-to-hand combat, and I'm a black belt in Taekwondo. So I was like, ooh, come on, let's. But I'm like, hold on, that doesn't make sense. So until they told me it's the Ultimate Fabric Challenge, so meaning they will give you a actual um, solution, a virtual solution that you're able to walk around, like you're going to a knock solution, to a sock, setting up FortiGate. So they give you a whole bunch of different scenarios, and you have to deploy them. So it's pretty unique. I really enjoyed it. The first challenge is always with a partner. Unfortunately, I didn't have nobody with me. One guy, when I went to the room, is like, "Hey, you have a partner?" I'm like, "No." You need a partner? You want me my partner? I'm like, "Sure, let's be partners." So we did pretty good. I think we ended up at 15 out of 50, I believe. It wasn't too bad. My partner wasn't too into the fabric. He didn't know about the fabric too much, so it was a little bit of a bummer that we stepped up. We're a little bit behind, but it was a great experience. I told you, Chris, like next year, I'm gonna be ready. I'm gonna be able to. I guarantee I'm going to be on that top 10, so I can move from there to the global. So the one in Texas, in the US, you have your US, you have your LATAM, you have your Canadian, you have your EMEA, and then you're gonna end up in Vegas and compete against everybody, the top 10.
Okay.
So that is pretty cool. Oh, so sorry. So from the actual partners, then you go to individual. So out of the 10 partners, now you have 20 people. But the crazy thing is, they bring the past, I believe, top five from the previous year to compete.
Ah, okay. So bring back some contenders. So if you get through the prelims, then you get invited to the global challenge, more or
Yeah,
less. So bringing everybody in from all the different regions, and then you're up against some of the previous incumbent winners.
yeah,
So yeah, wow.
and one of the biggest ones was I forgot her name, but she was great. She got third place, but I mean, I saw a lot of good people there, their techniques, and I mean, when I was interacting with these people, actually exchanged some secrets, how to move a little bit of quick factors, and how to deploy things a little bit faster. So it was pretty neat. I met with a lot of NSC 8s that three of them were part of the fabric. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, no, that's really impressive. I mean, your first round at it, not really knowing what to expect. That's very commendable.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
ranked pretty high.
yeah, it was crazy. I loved it, and I said next year I'm gonna be on it. Now the after the oh my god, the partner ones, it went to the single, so it was still doing the fabric, but they added water monitor, they added PAM, they added NAC. I mean, the NAC was part of the SOC. I mean, they added so many different things. So you have to have a little bit of knowledge of a little bit of everything. So not only that, after you deploy these, so if you're a person who actually deploys the FortiGate or Fortinet solutions, I mean, this is gonna be around your alley, right? Because you have experience. Now, the difference is you better have some experience with the other ones as well, but you don't have to make them on a roll. So
Okay.
it's pretty unique. But if you're not familiar with Authenticator, you're not familiar with the SOC, I mean the SOAR, the SIM, it's you're not going to be have a lot of points compared to other people that do have that knowledge.
Was this timed? event? Is it?
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I
The
assume so.
partners is 3 hours, and then for a single it was 2 hours.
Okay. Well, that's
But
super awesome, man. That's really exciting that you get to participate in that and have a game plan for next year.
yeah, and I kicked myself in the back because I wish I could have been a little bit more prepared to be able to do this. But I felt like I should have been at least up there. But it is what it is. I'm gonna go against. I was gonna go against quite a bit of great people, right? So at one point I was eighth place with my partners. So when I helped them create the fabric and everything, we just jump high, and then um, we're able to move on. Now I got stuck a little bit on the sassy part because they actually give you like walls. They give you hints, so you got to look at the hints. There's people that you got to talk to. So it's pretty cool.
It's like a super hyper focused deployment project where they bring
Yeah,
in like multiple aspects that might be regionally or globally dispersed all over the place. Kind of pull
yeah.
that into one room, and it sounds like you got to hop around and do some consulting there.
Well, yeah, and and anybody who's gonna do this, I'm gonna give you guys a tip. I hate doing this because damn, but anybody who's gonna go and try to do this next year, I highly recommend you guys take a secondary monitor because you can actually have your screen, and because actually, so everything what you're doing on the actual virtual play, you're actually going to go into your web browser and actually get access to your FortiGates and to the SASE, all those things. So no matter what, you're still going to need like a separate screen. And right now, I'm showing you, Chris, a little bit of the picture I took. Right here in this challenge, one of the rooms on the cubicles was create a policy and security profiles settings under a private access, and not internet access, since you have converted your FortiGate to a SPA hub by configuring SPA. Right.
Ah,
So those are the type of things that you need to create, right? Like, okay, so I already know I already have a spa, right? And they're not gonna need internet access because technically the spa is already giving you that. So it's just those are the type of things that you need to do.
gotcha. So taking into consideration cloud hosted components,
Mm. Oh yeah.
SASE technologies, on-prem, edge,
Oh yeah.
access layer. It sounds like everything's kind of incorporated into that 3 hours of standing it all up, making it
Oh
work and logging it, and securing it.
yeah, and there will be certain areas where it says, okay, so after you completed this, they'll ask you certain questions, right?
Okay.
What was the um? Oh my God, I got stuck in one that what was the internal host of that AP? I'm like, whoa, what? Oh, the MAC address. I'm like, wait, it's this. But in reality, you needed to enable a different function that they wanted to see the MAC address of the AP of the host, not the MAC address of the AP.
Okay. So they want that client information.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So those are the type of questions that you have to input in there. I mean, it was great. It opened certain things for me. Met a lot of great people. Big shout out to them. I added quite a bit in LinkedIn, so I'm hoping that they will listen to this and um, just giving them a big shout out and a lot of love to
Sure.
them.
Oh, well, very nice. Playing off of that, though, I mean, you got some insights on the roadmap and where some of these technologies are going to fit into place as far as development and new releases of some different things that we might not necessarily be able to speak on Fortinet's behalf by any means, but give you a little bit of insight and some teasers into some of the new tech that's coming down the line from software based and even the hardware based. It seemed like there was a lot of new stuff coming out.
Yeah, so one of the things that we did see was a lot of the new firmwares. What are they going to be coming with, right? With different products. So that's one of the big eye openers that they are improving. It is in the roadmap. Yes, they did give us some disclosures that we can't talk about them. I do have pictures, but I'm not going to be. I don't want to break uh
Rules.
this. Yeah,
Yeah, sure.
but me and Chris, I'm sharing it with Chris, and um, we're learning from this, and hopefully whenever new ones come out, we already will be prepared and educate you guys what is the new changes, because even though with these new changes coming on board, they gave us potential dates, but it can always change. It can come out sooner, it can come out later, but it will come out, right?
Yeah,
And
sure.
they did a lot of great updates coming out in the within this year and next year. And one of the biggest things I do want to talk about is that AP. Like,
All right.
and a lot of they're already selling this. It's already out there, and it is the for AP 432 FR is the rugged AP. Now that rugged AP is incredible. It's actually in the hazardous locations, meaning if you have a customer that is actually going to be very like with gases that can spark or very delicate areas like that, this AP is sealed and certified for AXE, ATEX and C1 D2 environments. So anything that your customer needs to know about that or needs to be certified, Fortinet did come out with this rugged AP that everything is sealed off. So if there's any type of spark or anything, it's completely isolated. It will not affect anything outside. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
It's just
that's cool.
another function of the 432, but more isolated.
Yeah, very cool. So power that over PoE, probably be pretty easy to position that in a secured area in
Yeah.
controlled environment situation.
Yeah, definitely. That's one of the biggest things that they did have. Now, another things that they did show us the upcoming, right? And the K series. It is, yes, I know it's not part of the alphabet, right? That is from the F to a K. So the K series is already going to come out. Um, that is where the Wi-Fi 7 is going to be showing off. A lot of customers are already asking, "Hey, what about that Wi-Fi 7?" So that's where that K series is going to come out. Now, yes, they do have G series, but the K series is the one that is going to have that Wi-Fi 7. Now,
Okay.
hopefully down the road of 2024, but they already did give us a sneak peek of them. They look pretty sweet. There are going to be some improvements, a little bit of high performance, high density. Um, is going to be really nice.
Get to put your hands on the hardware.
No, no. At the actual SWAT one, I did have hands-on training, and I done this with my lab is setting up the FortiGate with the switches and with the AP, right? But they did show us different other ways to do that without actually having a FortiGate and how to connect your AP and be still having that visibility. So there's different methods of how to do this without using FortiLAN. And definitely, I can educate any of our clients or anybody who's interested on it and how you can configure your AP without a FortiLink switch.
Okay, cool. It's
But
pretty slick.
yeah, I mean, as you know, this is the K series is they're gonna have different versions with internal and external antennas. Um, I mean, the G series. I have the G series, and they're pretty nice. Take a lot of power, and the new operating systems, the new OS. They already talked about them. It's going to be very slick. I can tell you that.
That's a great review of the
Actually,
APs there. Yeah.
Well, I do want to mention this, and uh, FortiSASE. For people that don't know FortiSASE, you can actually have connectivity with your FortiSASE with FortiExtender, right?
Okay.
And
How's that?
so having that communication by setting up that proxy tunnel to able to access the SaaS application, you can actually do it through your FortiExtender. Now,
Mm.
the big thing that they're changing or adding is the Photo AP. So if you have the Photo AP, you're connected to the Photo AP, you can actually have a directional proxy tunnel to your SASE, to your SaaS application. So they're going to integrate that to that. And I don't want to give it away yet, but it is on the switches as well. There's a new
Ah.
switch coming out. Um, the name is going to be Photo Switch, right?
Okay. Yeah, that's expected.
But they're calling it Photo Switch SASE. So,
Ah,
so
interesting.
let's go down to the switches now. Now they're doing incredible things with the switches now. Now everybody is they're talking about how Cisco is just overpricing and everything. Well, Fortinet is determined to outdo Cisco. And I do believe they will be able to do that. That's my opinion, right? With this new switches that they've been working, when they inquire this other company, it's been taking them a while, but I feel like because they're trying to do a lot of improvements into the switches. But these new switches, the 1024 FFPOE is already out. You guys can already order it. If you guys want pricing, please reach out to us and we can give you a quote for that. And another one, a rugged switch came out as 424F POE. It's already out as well. But one of the biggest things that this 1024 P1024 has is multi-gig.
Oh yeah.
So this Fortinet has PoE, right? But never had what is called a 802.11 BT. So I'm sorry, 802.3 BT. It's always been PoE, pretty much 15.1 watts per port. Well, with this one, it's actually going to be BT that is up to 90 watts per port. So you can actually power up a TV with this switch.
Wow. So higher power output for PoE plus MGig on all the ports capability. It's
Yes,
like you
sir.
can do a lot with one box here.
Yes, yes. And the pricing is incredible. Very incredible. I already quoted this to one of my customers and I was shocked. And even the customer like, hold on, what's wrong with this?
Wow.
Well, because everybody's used to the Cisco switches that they're too expensive, right? They're well, you gotta add this, you gotta add that, you gotta add this. Well, Fortinet not is not that. So that's why I feel like Fortinet is doing great things with their switches.
Yeah, all inclusive from the software components and then the MGig capabilities plus the extra power. That's and like you're saying, surprisingly a great price point.
Yes, yes, and even with the smaller switches are coming out as well. As right now they have a 426 M426 that is actually a multi-gig port, but it's the only one,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah,
So
just
now,
ordered one a couple weeks ago.
exactly, yeah, we had a couple of customers with that, and but now they have this one that is they have the M124 FPOE. It's a multi-gig now, right? It's a layer two. It's still a lot of power, 90 watts per board. again, power up a TV.
I've yet to see that in person. I can't wait to see that the first time actually happening.
Yeah, yeah, me too. And again, like I mentioned, the Portasassi switch is going to be incredible. That one is multi-gig as well. It's going to have a lot of power. It's, I think it's a great solution. Hopefully down the road it's going to be coming out. Hopefully by next year. Who knows? But it is expected for next year.
And that, okay, that's looked like a great option too on the base fact that it's Ethernet port, so M-gig on Ethernet for
Yes,
RJ45 connectivity.
correct. Yeah, so all those are all RJ45. The fiber, there are doing some new ones. There are gonna come out. Um, more power. I believe it was like the 2000 series already came out. So it if you have any questions, anybody who's listening, anybody who wants to know what's already out there for the switches, if you're concerned, any questions, please let us know. Um, if there's certain things that you guys feel like is kind of questionable, I can get actually somebody from Fortinet that actually is specialized on this product,
Okay.
right? Now, I do have my own switches. I love playing with my own switches, or any device, so I can say, yes, this is a great solution. I just don't like to say it is a great solution without now me playing with it. I need to play with it.
Oh yeah,
So,
sure.
yeah, I'm not going to lead the customers to something that I'm not familiar with. So, I'm always on top of that, making sure that everything is what I'm gonna sell you or show you is great.
Yeah, and that's one of the great things about partnering with Fortinet, that they're always willing and capable of helping out and getting the fine-tuned questions answered for the customers before investing in these technologies.
Yeah, exactly. Um, now, when I mentioned earlier, when I said they're doing a lot of OT, I mean they're doing a lot of OT. Um, they're doing a lot of rugged switches coming out, hopefully pretty soon. I can't mention it. We saw a disclaimer, but there are for next year and some maybe this year, but those I'm not going to mention any type of information, but there is a smaller 40 switch and another type of switch that are going to come out. So I'm very excited for it.
Yeah, it looks like they're adding to the portfolio from the rugged standpoint as well. So that's just kind of showing their true commitment to the OT space and moving that forward and positioning in the products so that we can get the security and analytics that we're looking for.
And I'm going to tell you exactly what I told them. I'm like, it's about time because their rugged AP switches, it was like D series. I'm like, come on, guys. So they're hammering it down, they're improving it, and it's expected to come out pretty soon.
Nice, nice, nice. And that plays into some of the other components as well, like the FortiGates and the Forti extenders.
Yeah, yeah. The new versions, there's going to be new firmware updates and everything. Those are they did give us some disclaimers that really I can't show a lot of the features coming out, but if there is a feature that you're interested, you can come to us and we can get an NDA and we can actually talk to Fortinet to be able to talk to you guys about it. I think that's the proper way to do it. And there are hopefully if the solution is something that you might need and Fortinet can make an exception and start working on it. I don't know, depending on the size and everything or how difficult the solution is. It's a great thing. That's why I like going to these because I can actually go straight to the source and be able to bring that source and allow our customers to be able to talk to them and have that confidence on us.
Awesome. Yeah,
So
that's a great overview of the product sets. The hardware is definitely evolving. Some new new options, again, additions to the portfolio to help fit the deployment and specifications you need for the solutions. And then that's from the hardware side, but it seems like we'll probably have some adjustments to the firmwares as well, where the security offerings will change up.
Yeah,
Seems
and
like
we can talk a little bit on that after. I think that's my last topic, right? But I do want to talk into the FortiGate, the rugged FortiGates.
okay.
Um, as if you guys are not familiar, Fortinet already has some rugged FortiGates, but some of them are 3G, 4G, and they're like, guys, come on, guys, 5G is already out there, right? Well, great news. Fortinet is already going to come out with new solutions that have the 5G the 5G capability, LTE 5G capability on it. Hopefully next year, there are going to be new evolutions of a current FortiGate that has a Gen 4 going to a Gen 5, meaning a faster processor for upcoming future. So that's the new things they're already in plan with the G series as well, with some of the rugged FortiGates, where they're adding the 5G into it. I mean, they're doing a lot of great things, and hopefully we're going to be able to see this within upcoming next year. Hopefully, that wow, next year is around the corner.
It is, it is. But it's good to get teed up with what's around the corner.
Yeah.
So very
So
nice insights.
one thing that well, the 70 Rugged F already came out. That's one thing that you guys should already know. The Rugged 424F PoE is already out as well. That is a pretty nice rugged switch. If you guys have any questions, please let us know. And another one that literally just came out is in the Forta extender. Now, Forta extender actually has a vehicle version.
Hmm.
It's a very small one with capability with well, duh, right? It's LTE, but it's very small that you can actually put in your vehicle and go around with your LTE services.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a
So
great form factor. I could see a lot of use for that in the neighboring town to me. They have Wi-Fi on all the light posts in the whole city, I guess, trying to produce like a mesh so that the first responders, law enforcement, et cetera, can have capabilities in their vehicles. And this seems like it takes away that Wi-Fi component, and we're leveraging the 5G at that point to interact with the organization's infrastructure.
yeah, so this 21F is actually supported for the FirstNet, right? Anybody who's not too familiar with it or familiar, it is the band 14. Now, anybody who is not in the US and they utilize band 28, that is not going to be supported. That is one thing they did emphasize that right now is not supported. It's technically like a Fortinet, but for a different country.
Okay. We can identify those with the class codes on some of these devices when we're looking at the SKUs and trying to put the solution together on paper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now the 511G is coming out. I don't have. They gave us a big disclaimer on this one. I was really like, oh man, I'm a big extended fan. I actually have the F series of the 511. I love it. It's great. It gave me that secondary WAN. So that is coming out, right? Sorry, this is going to be a rugged 511G. So
Okay.
this one is going to be rugged compared to the external 511F.
Okay. So next generation of that in a ruggedized fashion.
Correct. So very excited to see that. Now, I was not able to get a lot of information on that. Uh, because they did go pretty quick on that one. They didn't want us to take pictures, but it was pretty nice to see that. There's new updates with our SD-WANs coming out. That is actually going to be a big change coming out. It's going to be pretty cool. And one of the things that comes with it, and this is already applied, anybody who's going to go with the enterprise bundle. Now, I'm a big fan of the security enterprise bundle. Now, what is that? Now, Fortinet actually has a FortiGate can work without any type of bundles, right? You can still build your security WAN and all that. Now, the only difference is you're not going to get updates with with the FortiGuard.
Okay.
And different bundles actually allows you to unlock different things. Now, the enterprise bundle, one of the beauty things was the IoT protocols, and it gave you the security rating. But one of the biggest changes that they're doing, well, let me say adding, is a FortiGuard data loss prevention services that is going to be included now with the enterprise bundle. And there's back then they used to have what is called an AI-based inline malware prevention services. They changed that is the name that they changed it from a inline sandbox services. Probably everybody's familiar with the inline security box services. Now they changed it to the AI based inline malware prevention. It's pretty much a mini NDR. What it's doing.
Hmm. Interesting.
Yeah. One of the biggest changes, unfortunately, they're actually going to remove that IoT detection from that, and that including the security rating services is actually being merged into single one. Um, that is going to be in a whole different name under the enterprise bundle, right? We can give you more information if you guys have any more, if you guys are curious. So anybody who's using the enterprise bundle right now and you're utilizing your OT solutions, please reach out to us right away to give you what is the changes and addeds and add-ons that's going to be part of it. So the thing that they removed was the IoT security services that gave you that protocol. Now they did have it already as a la carte as right now, but this is going to be now a different name to be a add as well, because they're adding a lot more information to that OT.
Okay, so maybe we don't know exactly the reason behind that at this point, but I'm sure that they've got the reasoning to kind of break that out.
Yeah, I because they're adding more features to it, to the IoT. It's not just going to be IoT protocols and that mapping. They're actually adding more into it. So that's why they had to go to a separate SKU. So that's why they had to remove it from there,
Okay,
um, and to give them that more capability rather than be able to buy additional application. They can just add it to the FortiGate to be able to empower that.
I see. Probably a little bit of too much crossover in some of the capabilities of the enterprise bundle.
Yes. Yeah. Um, Now, one of the other things are that there will be some changes with it's been rumors. I don't know if they're true, but there's been rumors that the 40F and the 60F are not going to be allowed to be part of the root fabric, meaning, sorry, they're not going to be the root fabric. They're going to be able to join to a root fabric. So
Okay,
that's going to
that's
be a big
important.
change.
Yeah, that
Yes.
is a big change.
So if you guys have a small environment and you're using your 60F as your root FortiGate and allowing other FortiGates to join, let's say a 40Fs to the fabric, that is not going to be happening no more. That's a rumor. I read something. I heard people talk about it. I don't know if that's been implemented, but I feel that might be true, that they're gonna not allow any 60s and below to, sorry, I no, it is true. I think I sent you an email with that info. Um, that they're actually not gonna allow the 60s and below, the 80Es and below to be part of, to be the main root fabric. So be aware of that. So if you have that and something says, "Hey, this is my root FortiGate," sorry, you're not gonna be able to do that no more.
And that'll, I guess, be triggered by a potential firmware upgrade. So that'll be
Yes, I
something to
believe so.
keep in mind. Yeah. Hopefully we can join the other, a newer FortiGate to replace and become the root, with just
Yeah,
really selecting it
I
from
think
within the
what
GUI.
my opinion, I feel like some of the they're starting to notice that the smaller FortiGates, they're adding a lot to it, and it's slowing down the whole, it's slowing out that FortiGate, right? So they trying to leverage a bigger FortiGate to be able to give them that great experience. So that's what I feel like.
Oh, yeah. It need a little bit more power, sounds like to me.
Yeah, and that's why when I'm always sizing, it's very important to know how many devices are going to get connected, how many personnels, things like that is going to be part of it, because I want to make sure when whatever I'm going to give you is going to be for to be able to have for you for like 3 to 5 years, right? I don't want you to guys say have that bad experience and like, hey, this is slowing down for me. Um, that's why I want to make sure. I want to know if there's a game plan of growth and stuff like that. So that's one of the biggest things.
Yeah, you never get away too long with just the bare minimum.
Exactly.
Need a little room to grow there.
Yep.
Well, awesome, man. You got a ton of stuff in. A lot of information, valuable insights for
Oh
next
yeah.
year came out of that event.
Yes. It was great. Now one thing is been told. I've been told next year,
Mhm.
expert is going to be in Vegas,
That's what I understand as well.
and our what's the other one called?
The Accelerate event, yes, as
Accelerate
well.
is going to be in Vegas as well. So
Mm.
any of our clients who are interested, want to know about it, more information, please let us know.
Yeah, definitely. We'll do everything in our power to get you there so you can be a part of the conversation, see these insights, and share in the community. And it's always a good time. Always a good time.
Oh yeah, great people that you will know. And I think they're gonna change a little bit of instructor led to the actual CIEs. Um, they're consultants, solutions engineers. So the CISEs are like the top of the top of that product.
So we'll be able to engage with them more.
Yes, and that's what happened this year.
Okay, so that kind of engagement you saw at Experts is going to play into the customer facing event at Accelerate. That's what it sounds like.
Well, and the Accelerate was instructor led. That
Yep.
me personally, I've never been a big fan of it, of Fortinet, because their instructors just read from the PDF file from the South training. I feel like you don't get a whole lot, and the instructors, I apologize, but I feel like they don't have the full expertise. But now being educated by the actual CISEs, I mean, is was a huge game changer. Huge.
Well, that's pretty awesome taking that next step and actually having that. They say those that can't do teach. So, so it sounds
Exactly.
like they're taking that out and then moving in the people that can do are going to do it with you.
Yep.
All
Yep.
right.
So now it's a lot of great things. Thank you for allowing me to attend. Thank you to XenTegra to be able to come back and provide this information to our customers and potential customers and to our listeners, right? Try to go to a partner that really understands Fortinet if you're really interested. All means, I'm not going to be hurt by that, but I am here to help any way I can.
That's great, Isrrael. Yeah, thanks a bunch for sharing and getting the outline and everything kind of written up for this so we could chat about it and share with our listeners and customers and everybody out there.
Yeah, it was a pleasure.
So coming down the pipeline here, I'll remind everybody to revisit the XenTegra.com/events, see what's kind of coming up. We got a security event in Tampa, Florida on December 7th. Fortinet's going to be a part of that. So we can play a little bit into the security offerings from our friends at Fortinet. That should be a pretty well attended engagement. It's part of our Blueprint Lunch series. So that'll be attended by Aaron Banner, leads our security practice. So that'll be pretty cool for him to get engaged a little bit tighter with the conversations of the folks in Tampa area. And then there's always more being added on a weekly basis. So again, make sure that you circle back around and check out XenTegra.com/events. We're on the eve of Thanksgiving here. So I know a lot of folks are dropping out early. I got a few last things to tighten up before the end of the day, but super appreciate you getting this in with me this week, Isrrael. And I know we tried last Friday, but I had terrible connectivity for audio at the airport. I was waiting at. So
Yeah,
thanks for squeezing it in before the holiday here.
no, not a problem. It's always been a pleasure doing this. I mean, trying to provide that information is a key thing, right? Communication. One thing that we always learn from the military is communication. So
Yeah, you got
it's
it.
a good thing we have that.
Oh, yeah, it always is. Can't be flying blind here.
Yep.
And then we're developing our Accelerate packages right now with our internal marketing department. So watch out for some postings on LinkedIn and different social media platforms in that regard. So looking forward to bringing even more people to Accelerate to participate with the community and see all these things that Isrrael was talking about and teasing us with. I guess that'll be April timeframe, 2024. So that'll be here before we know it as well. So yeah, definitely reach out to us. We'll do everything in our power to get you there and see how we can bring you into the fold.
Yeah. Excited.
Yeah, me too. Well, don't eat too much turkey tomorrow.
I will
Yeah.
try. I will.
I will. I know. I'm fried. I can't stop eating fried turkey. I'll eat it till I pop. But I love the process and family and everything. So safe travels to everybody. Super. Have a great Thanksgiving. We'll see you on the other side and get this year rounded out.
All right, guys.
All
Later.
right, thanks again. See ya.